We're here with the legend on the set of Diagnosis Murder, Dick Van Dyke. We love this guy. We really do, Dick.
Thank you, guys.
I'm not
Good to see you.
As we told you earlier, we grew up out in West Texas, a little place called Bovina. Not the end of the world, but you can see it from there. We only got one station, and that was CBS, and we grew up with you.
Dick Van Dyke. Captive audience.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you did 175 episodes of the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yeah.
And you've done 150 episodes of Diagnosis Murder. Congratulations.
Yeah, you've worked longer on Diagnosis Murder because you're doing less shows each year, right?
They do 22. They used to do 39 in the old days.
Right.
But this is an hour show, so it takes 7 days instead of 5 to shoot it.
Are you still enjoying doing the shows?
I wouldn't do it if I didn't have fun.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for us? You started doing early morning television years ago. We just started at CBS. Do you have any advice for two young guys?
Go to bed early. The only advice I can give.
No, a lot of folks aren't familiar that you replaced Jack Parr.
Oh, the old CBS morning show. That's right. In 1956. What's that? 40 years ago.
43, something like that.
And I lived out in Long Island, and it was about an hour commute into the city. So I had to get up at 4 to be at rehearsal at 6, and they were on the air from 7 to 10 every day, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Wow. Now, how did you make that transition from doing the morning show to becoming Dick Van Dyke?
Why was Dick Van Dyke there? Well, actually, before that, I had done started out in nightclubs with a partner, Phil Erickson, who lives down in Atlanta now. And we'd work nightclubs. And so I did game shows, I did just about everything.
Now, what were you doing in the nightclubs? Did you have a stand-up act?
Kind of, yeah.
You did some pantomiming too, right?
We pantomime, we did everything. He was Dean Martin and I was Jerry Lewis.
Now, with the Dick Van Dyke Show, you work closely with Mary.
Sure,
have you talked to Mary lately?
We were on the, what were we on? Larry King Show, just around before the New Year on the 29th of December. And it was a great reunion. We had an hour together, and then Larry took us out to dinner. So I don't see her that often because she lives in upstate New York. So only once in a while do we get together.
Now, we've got to ask you about your brother. How's your brother doing?
Just great. He's got a farm down in Arkansas, which is where he lives now. He retired.
Just gave it up?
Yeah.
You know how those people in Arkansas make their living, don't you?
No.
They steal from each other.
They steal from each other, so that's probably how he's making his living these days, without any shoes and the whole thing.
He lives outside of Benton, and he opened a little malt shop there and a little movie theater, and he's kind of bringing the downtown back to life now.
That's great.
That's exciting. Now, he did the Dick Van Dyke Show, playing the sleepwalking brother, and that came from, and you also did it on Diagnosis Murder.
Yeah.
And that came from, he was a real life
incident, right?
sleepwalker.
He was a real sleepwalker as a kid, up until he went in the service, and I think it finally went away during that. Oh, he would leave the house, walk around town in his pajamas. He was a champion.
Butch does that.
What's the matter with that?
Butch does that, but he's wide awake.
Tell us, when you're not working and say you're on your weekend or something, what do you like to do? What are some of your hobbies? We understand you're into computers, aren't you?
I'm a computer nerd.
Yeah,
I love computer graphics. I do animations and special effects and all that kind of stuff. It's
really
an addiction. It's just, you can't quit. I love it.
So you're on the internet and the whole thing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. You get all those jokes.
I get a lot of good jokes every day.
Now, we're two Irishmen sitting here. Do you have a good Irish joke for us?
I got a nice page of Irish jokes this morning.
Yeah?
The one I have not actually heard. So Molly was doing the dishes, and a man comes running and says, "Molly, there's been a terrible accident down at the brewery." He says, "Oh, no, Billy, is Billy all right?" He says, "No, I'm sorry, he's dead." She says, "What happened?" "Well, Billy fell in a vat of beer and drowned."
Oh.
She says, "Oh, my word." She says, "I just hope it was quick." He said, "No, actually it wasn't. He got out 3 times to pee."
That's a good one. We can appreciate that. See?
I didn't try the Irish accent. I'll leave that to you guys.
That is a great joke. You and our dad are the same age. He is energetic just like you. He loves farming and raising cattle. And we see you here, and you seem to be loving what you're doing.
It shows.
I do.
We meet a lot of different people, but this guy is the real deal. He's the real deal. And
I always figured that if I hadn't gotten into show business, I would have starved to death because I couldn't make it in the legitimate world.
Well, you know, when you're lost in your work, you found yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But you really do. You seem to enjoy yourself. That keeps you young, don't you think?
How did you guys get from farming into television?
Started singing as kids.
Yeah.
Been singing. We've released 3 CDs, and then we worked our way through college doing radio and television, and then we did a TV show in Oklahoma City 12 years.
He's the only guy that'll work with me, really. You know?
Do you still sing some?
Oh yeah, sure. Just released our third CD. We'll have to get you one.
What country?
Country.
Pretty much so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Country
great.
rock.
You have to give me a CD.
We will.
Because I'm a big barbershop guy.
Oh,
I
yeah?
sing, oh yeah, I love to harmonize.
We'll give you a CD, but it's got a warning on it is that don't listen to it on a full stomach. So,
Dick, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah,
My
man,
pleasure.
it's great.
Pleasure to meet you.
You're a super guy, and we just wish you the best. A lot of times you'll meet people that you've looked up to, and you're sometimes disappointed.
He's the real deal.
We're not disappointed in this guy.
No.
He's the real guy. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.